Hello everyone, and welcome to the SuccessOnTap beta trial. My name's Scott and I'm the creator of the SuccessOnTap web application. So everything you see here has been designed and coded by me, so I'm well and truly ready for a flood of feedback and criticism and feature requests and bug reports. I'm all ready for that, so please just bring them in. I want to make this as good as possible. So the purpose of today's video is to provide a rough and ready walkthrough of the key features of SuccessOnTap. Apologies in advance, this isn't a professionally made video, it's just me standing in my office hoping to walk you through the important parts of the app. Anyway, I'm sure that you'd probably rather me fixing bugs and building features than creating flashy videos. So anyway, without further ado, I'd like to start by giving you an overview of this dashboard. So what you're looking at here is the main dashboard of a fully set up account. This is the page you'll swing by most often to quickly check your progress as you use the app. So let's start at the top left, at this box here, and I'll just talk you through each component by itself. Okay, so at the top left we have the goal summary box. Okay, SuccessOnTap works by allowing you to break big annual goals down into quarterly and finally monthly goals, and here is where your progress in achieving these goals is summarized. First, on the left, right here, we have the monthly goals. So here, they're almost complete. I've completed 3 out of my 4 goals that I've set this month. At the end of the month, these will reset to 0, and I'll have to define new goals for next month. Moving along, we have the quarterly goals. So each quarter you set a number of goals that align with your annual goals to try and increase the chances of you hitting those big ones at the end of the year. Here we can see that of my 10 quarterly goals I've completed 3 and I've got 7 remaining outstanding. At the end of each quarter, my quarterly goal progress will reset to 0 and I'll have to define new quarterly goals. Moving across, we have the annual goals. So the annual goals really don't change. These are set at the start of the year, and the whole goal of SuccessOnTap is to get you to fill this chart, so it's completely a full ring. So the idea is that every month these will reset, and you'll keep completing this, and hopefully keep completing your quarterly goals all the way through till you complete your annual goals. So it's all about keeping momentum. Okay, so moving to this box on the right, we have the habit summary. So another key feature of SuccessOnTap is that it allows you to create habits and assign them to individual goals. So the idea is that with a habit you can identify a task that if you repeat a certain number of times every month or every week, it's going to bring you closer to your goal. And SuccessOnTap allows you to define and track these habits over time. So this first ring here on the left looks at this week's habits. So how many of the habits that I said I was going to do every week have I completed this week? Obviously I'm doing quite well here, 18 habits, 2 habits left. Moving along, we've got a summary of the monthly habits. So of the habits that I said I would do every month, because you've got the option of defining a habit as something you should do every week or something you should do every month. Not everything has to be done every week, so they're split up. Here you can see that I've completed all the habits, all the repeated activities that I have to complete this month. So that's pretty good. Now moving on to the right, we have the final ring, and that's savings performance. So SuccessOnTap not only allows you to define your individual goals over the month, over the year, it allows you to look at your savings performance as well and to set savings goals. We have a budget feature down, if you click here, that you can get to, that will allow you to set your savings goals for the year, so how much money you would like to save. It's then possible to create and track the value of assets, which in real life can correspond to bank accounts, investments, that kind of stuff. And you can track to see how your savings actually progress towards the goal that you've set in your budget. So these 3 ones here are really looking at your progression towards your annual goals and your annual savings performance. Down here we have your motivational images. So I thought it was a nice feature to kind of give some motivation for everyone who's using this app and be able to look at things that maybe using this app will allow them to achieve in the future. Right now it's just static images, these don't change, but shortly I will be allowing users to upload their own bespoke images. Moving down to the bottom part of the dashboard, we have the long-term weekly habit performance. So much like this week's habits, what this does is it kind of tracks and it retains your habit data over time. So rather than just looking at 1 week at a time, this looks at all your weekly habits over the course of the year and how you've done. So it's early January, so I've not had time to completely mess up yet. So far I've completed all my health habits, only 75% of my side business ones, and so forth. If I was to not complete a health habit this month or this week, then that would drop below 100%. So it tracks your performance over time. And then over here on the right, we have the same thing, but for monthly habit performance. So the idea is that this dashboard is something you can look at regularly. You can see how you're progressing towards your goals. If you're not progressing, you can maybe look to see, is that because I'm not doing the habits for that particular category, and so on and so forth. So I hope this was useful for you, and now it's time for me to show you how to set up your own dashboard. Yours is probably looking quite bare at the moment, so let's log out and I'll start from scratch. Start from scratch.